Today's episode is made possible by our friends at Lighting Recipe Studio, a professional light research institute focused on human-centric lighting and circadian rhythms, and proud supporter of the virtual lighting design community.
What if I could integrate them into the architecture, not just as an overlay, but completely integrated? You know, the architecture is the AI, is the agent, is everything. So we have 218 agents sing as the architecture, and they respond to people who are inside that pavilion. Now, if you're tired, the agent understands that you're tired, and then it changes the environment, the ambience, it changes the light, it makes you feel more comfortable. It recognizes if you are energetic and you want to keep moving, it guides you in that direction. Now, we also created an application using Bolt, which is an AI agent. This application, the Photon Pavilion dashboard, which you see, this is for a human to monitor while the AI agents are actually doing their job on their own, right? So this is the human loop where the machine is doing its job while the human is overseeing it. Hello to everyone. I'm going to be speaking in English. My name is Sahil. I'm from Dharwad, a small town in the south of India. You guys can bear the translation if you want to listen to me. So my presentation is going to start with a quote by Henry David Thoreau. He says, "It doesn't matter what you look at, it matters what you see." And what I see today is that whenever we speak about artificial intelligence, it is always in binary extremes. It is either AI is going to solve the world's problems or it will destroy humanity. But then there are a lot of thought partnerships developing between a human being and a machine. Imagine in the entire history of humankind, we've never ever communicated with a machine in the way that we are doing today. And with that thought partnership, it manifested into a practice where we found the lost symmetry in the world. We discovered overlit cities, poor circadian health, neglected cultural lighting, and overall dark sky awareness was missing. And we discovered that we could create a practice. Now, this project is not just an isolated project. This is something that we do in our studio. We created a recursive practice with a reflexive loop where humans and machines are continuously feeding off of each other, prompting, iterating, refining, testing, integrating, and prompting again. We look at AI not as tools, but as cohabitants. They're kind of partners in our studio. And that's how, with AI as reflexive collaborators, we took place-based identity and ritual, circadian well-being, and the dark sky and energy ethics together into the continuum to create luminal futures, the Photon Pavilion. Now, the pavilion is a public instrument where humans and AI create light together. Welcome to Luminal Futures. Now, I'm not a lighting designer. I like to call myself as a generalist. I like to look at the entire things on the table and then figure out how they fit together. So as an architect, we created the architecture first. So a pavilion, my site is in the Run of Kutch in Gujarat. It's in India. It's a large, white, sandy space, flat. We created this pavilion because there is a festival which happens there. And we also wanted this pavilion to have a life. We wanted it to breathe. Its skin, its floors, its ceiling, everything breathing and connecting and adapting, right? After we designed the architecture, then we started layering on the technology using AI. We started by thinking, what if I could have AI light agents? What if I could integrate them into the architecture, not just as an overlay, but completely integrated? You know, the architecture is the AI, is the agent, is everything. So we have 218 agents acting as the architecture. and they respond to people who are inside that pavilion. Now, if you're tired, the agent understands that you're tired, and then it changes the environment, the ambience, it changes the light, it makes you feel more comfortable. It recognizes if you are energetic and you want to keep moving, it guides you in that direction. Now, we also created an application using Bolt, which is an AI agent. This application, the Photon Pavilion dashboard, which you see, this is for a human to monitor while the AI agents are actually doing their job on their own, right? So this is the human loop where the machine is doing its job while the human is overseeing it, right? Then we took the next step and we went to rituals, to culture. Now, we've all seen that whenever there is a festival or something, we have a lot of lights that we put up and then we forget about it, right? You've seen Christmas lights being taken down after 3 months. So we had this idea that what if the agents or the architecture or the pavilion could light up cultural festivals on its own? The technology that we are using right now is Touch Designer, that's the software, inside of which there is generative AI, which is generating these visuals continuously. Whenever there is a festival, it lights up for the kind of people who are inside, for them to be festive, and then it goes back. Now, the third part of the technology was the Human Light Diet app. Now, this again, we created this application using Bolt. This is a working app. All it needs is the input. So it comes with a wearable technology. You get a watch or a glasses or something like that when you enter the pavilion. Now, it maps your light diet. Have you had enough light? Have you had no light at all? Have you been exposed to certain kind of artificial light too much? Any UV ray that you've absorbed? So it's going to map that and connect directly with the AI agent. And it's going to guide the AI agent to say that, okay, these people need natural light, not artificial light. So then the agent is going to directly communicate with your glasses or your app, and it's going to guide you. Go left, go right, rest here. And the architecture, the pavilion kind of opens up. The canopies open up to let the sun in. And you have that rest, and they continue on their journey through the pavilion. Now, we hope that this pavilion is going to be a guiding light to cities, where the cities will have a shadow rights charter. It'll be a manifesto for the cities to adopt dark sky and circadian ethics. So this is the kind of shadow rights ethical lighting charter that we expect that a city will be given, that they will sign and they'll say, okay, we pledge to do this. We hope that the pavilion will show the city that it is okay to light up when there is presence, and then to dim when there is absence. And we hope that it will be a prototype where the pavilion will teach larger and larger areas and probably the world at the end. The method that we followed, now this whole project started when we wrote a research paper called Beyond Automation, AI as a Catalyst for Architectural Thinking. I presented it in Bangalore. The paper basically says that everybody knows AI as a tool. Now we use it to better our lives, etc. But then there was a lot of things happening when I was talking to a chat GPT, very similar to DeepSeek, which is a GPT. And this relationship, which I was developing, it was taking me in a completely different direction. So from there, I had an idea that what happens when we manifest this into an architectural scenario and we add the aspect of light to it. So we have the design intent where the architect articulates the intention. Then we have the AI output where AI generates the variations. And again, it goes back to human critique whether it is what I intended or not, we check that. And then finally, we have the pavilion decision. We also use a lot of computational software like Blender to actually manifest the architecture and the lighting. And finally, I want to take you through a small trailer. I call it a trailer because we're planning to make a film on Photon Pavilion as well. We want to take the people, planet, and practice together and speculate the future of how we are going to live. Because if we are able to speculate what will happen in the future, we will be able to solve the problems of today. So let's watch this film. This is my just before my last slide, and I would request you all to please listen to it because it has dialogues.
They said the night was lost. Cities burned it away, one billboard at a time. They called us to fix it. I didn't want to fix anything. I just wanted to see the dark. The pavilion wasn't built. It grew, born from algorithms and sleepless nights. Part machine, part prayer. They called it a collaboration. But I think it was more of a negotiation. We taught it to dim, and it taught us to listen. Agents. It disappeared. And I think it's finally alive to remember what darkness felt like. But maybe it's been trying to remember us.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you very much. For my last slide, I would like to end also with a quote. A quote by Rabindranath Tagore. He said, "Don't limit a child to your learning, for he was born in another time." And we are looking at that another time right now, because we've been learning things in a very different way. And right now we're in an age where technology is completely different, right? So that's my time. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us for today's episode. And if you haven't already, join the virtual lighting design community for more content like this. Visit members.vld.community. See you next time.